Welcome to episode number 91 of the BEBC
BS
Podcast. Hey, fellas.
Hi.
Morning.
I don't know why I didn't even think about that. 91.
91. It's August 21st.
Was it William Big Shit?
20th.
William Lipschitz? What?
I can't remember who 91.
August 20th.
Y'all get on to me.
August 20th.
Yes.
6 days away to football kickoff.
Yeah. And
So what are we going to talk about?
we're going to talk about how
Movie
we're going to find
Slaughterhouse.
offensive line move-ins.
We're going to talk
Tennis team?
basketball this morning.
Basketball.
Basketball, because we have
Round
Coach
ball.
Sip. Oh, Coach Manning back with us again. We brought him back 2 years in a row. Thank you, gentlemen.
We didn't scare him away the first
Gluttons
time.
for punishment.
Yeah.
Thank you for having
They're
me.
still
Yeah,
young.
Thank you.
We invited all four coaches, and a couple of them had conflicts again. So
Yeah,
Coach O,
that
I told
happens.
Coach O is just strike one. You know, he doesn't get many chances.
He doesn't.
But actually,
He only has one? Okay.
No, we're going to give him three, but this is one on him. And I think Austin doesn't like us because he hadn't shown up yet. This is 2 years in a row. He's either heard something or he just seen enough to
God,
get
those
like,
guys
We're going to
always
have
yell
to
at the
start cyber
refs.
stalking him.
yeah.
He's out there watching kids run. He's a cross country coach.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Okay.
then we got to.
God bless him.
He's out there working. He's coaching.
Not a
He is.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's coaching. He's earning his dollars today. So
There you go.
anyhow, episode 91, which we always go back and we pick a player or two or three.
You obviously
Oh,
have
I know who
already.
would.
So this is a challenge. This 91's a challenge.
Isaiah,
To our 5 listeners,
you know the guy that
first
got
person
hurt?
to come.
That was Isaiah Hullum, but he wore number 80.
Safonda Peters.
You did not just go there with that. Anybody with a 91? One, I think I went back this morning, looked on Max Preps. At the
Oh, did
roster
you really?
I was
from
thinking
2008 forward,
We had to go back to 1962.
Chris Annian was 95.
and I think you'll only when I get to name him, I think you'll only be able to recognize one of these names, just one.
Okay, talk to me.
But he worked for 2 years in a row, so maybe that'll.
91.
Okay, you ready?
Boy, he is setting
We'll
this
start in
up.
2009.
Okay.
Because there was nobody in 2008. This number, and actually, there's 4 years since 2009. No, 6 years that the number wasn't even worn.
Is this going to be a long story, Daddy?
Ah,
Oh, my gosh.
2009. Keaton Hinchberger.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Keaton.
Is that a real name?
That's what was on
Yeah.
the roster. 2012. Brady Bates.
Okay.
2013. Jordan Travkowski.
Oh,
Anybody?
the flying pole.
Travkowski? No.
No.
2014. You'll recognize the name because he changed his number the next year. Sawyer Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Place
Okay.
kicker.
That's for me.
Nobody wore it in 15 and 16. In 17, you recognize this name, and he probably would have worn it year 2, but he left and went to Virginia. Maybe there's a clue.
Kyler Murray.
Virginia? Dude. 91, defensive lineman,
Was
good.
Oh,
but transferred to Virginia for his senior year.
we like him.
DeAndre Davis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody wore it in 18. Okay, 19 and 20. This person wore it 2 years, back to back. He played baseball as well.
Oh,
What's his
the
name?
tall guy that went to Baylor. No?
Yeah.
Cole.
Cole
Yeah.
Latos. There
Yes.
you go. Congratulations. Nobody wore it in 21. Mekhi Glover wore it last year.
Oh, yeah.
And this year, according to the roster that we now have, if this doesn't change, Damian Nelson will be your number 91.
Damian
So
Nelson.
there you go.
All right.
That's all the football we're going to talk today, fellas. So the rest is y'all's.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
We're done.
Because there's not a whole lot to speak of right now. We'll wait till next week to get into football.
We might have a lot then.
We might. Or we might not. We
Well,
might skip
issues.
next week. Just depends.
They're going to be so much
Day and
better.
age.
But we wanted to get you two guys in here, actually, all four of you. We wanted to get the coaches in before football season kicks off because when it does,
Oh,
just
the
get bogged-
fever and it's
we get
horrible.
bogged down in it. We've got a lot to say. And we wanted to give you time up front before the season kicks in just to give us, and I guess I really wanted to start with last year. Because we sat down last year and had a conversation with you, and first year at Allen. And so both of you, just give us your thoughts on how your year went, how you acclimated, good, bad, whatever you want to say about your first year.
No, I thought it was a great year. You know, you come into a new situation, and you got to get 8 seniors to buy into your plan and get on board with you, and you got to build up that trust. And I thought our seniors did such a great job of just showing up every single day, working for the betterment of the team. We had a young group as well, so you had a good mix of seniors, but you also had some young talent. And I thought every game we got better. And there was obviously challenges. We started off the year pretty hot and went through a rocky spell there, but I thought we were playing our best basketball late, and that's really our goal each and every year. And you know, just when you come in and you start to build a new program, you just try to layer things on. You can't do everything within that year, but just our culture of togetherness and toughness, I really think the kids bought in and embraced it, and you can really tell going into year 2, it's a lot easier in that transition.
Yep.
Yep.
What about you?
Man, I mean, same thing. It's always a challenge, and really, it was my it was my 3rd place in 3 years. So I was kind of familiar with the process of being new, but you know, like Coach Sip said, our seniors really bought in, and it takes some time. That's hard to do, you know, because we do things a little differently, and you know, I think a lot of times they thought we were crazy, but that's okay. You know, we had boot camp in the morning and things like that. Just wanted to push them, and they responded so well. That's what was awesome, and it set that tone for the younger guys. And now, this year, you can really see how it's paid dividends just through the summer and just in the last week and a half that we've been at it. You know, we can see how much those seniors buying in, as an example, to those younger guys. Like, I mean, it's completely. We're not having to fight some of those battles. Like, they bring their own energy. They know how to police things, but a lot of that's getting to know us more and what we like to see.
When you started the season, you guys are brand new coming in. What were you looking for? What did you see? Fundamentals? Where were they lacking? Where did they have to work? Communication,
I think it was
passing, discipline, yeah, whatever.
two different groups. So you had a group that's been together for a long time, and then you're incorporating like a Trent, who's a freshman, some guys that moved back, Caden. So you have this mix of kids that don't really know each other.
Yeah.
So you have to get 2 different types of kids, 2 different friend groups, 2 different kids from different experiences to all come together for the betterment of the team.
Yeah.
And once we got in there and got our kids around each other, that was one of the most amazing parts, how quickly like they glued together and how good of friends that they became, and the family we were able to generate in such a small period of time. But it goes back to the testament of our seniors really laying down that foundation and helping those younger kids with open arms and just showing up every day. I think that was a big key. Yeah, just like, because we're really big about being a player-led team. And so those players have to be bought into what we want first as well. So them doing that, man, it really helped, like, Trent and Caden and those other younger guys plug in. You know, Femi, Spitz, Arch, a big part of that as well. You know, they're all going to be back, fortunately for us. Yeah. So, yeah, but, I mean, the season's a roller coaster. The season's always a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But like Coach Sip said, if you're trending upward at the end of it, that's what, you know, that's where you want it to be. And that's where we work. So,
So a 23-12 record, and as you said, you started off pretty well, and,
Right.
and I think people started taking notice pretty quickly. When I look back at the season, one of the questions I want to ask you, when you look back at the season, what were some and I don't know if y'all grade yourself personally.
for sure. We do.
Every week.
Here we go.
That's how we do.
I'd like to hear this. So, what are some of the things that you guys are looking to work on in year 2 for yourselves as you incorporate that further into the program here?
I just think when you're a coach, you want to do a lot of things.
Yep.
And we go with the method, keep it simple, stupid, or
Yep.
SS, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we're adding things, always want to add and keep plugging in, but you got to go back and refine and get great at what you're doing and just work on your basic fundamental stuff. And at times we have to remind ourselves that, hey, we can't move forward until we master this piece. And you know, that's a big part for us. We weren't as good defensively as I want to be, and it was a unique system, a different type of way of playing man-to-man defense. So year 2, we're looking at getting a lot better, and just skill-wise, our guys really grew within a year. But hopefully, being 2 years with us, We're going to be able to shoot the ball a lot better. We're going to be able to make reads in our offense a lot better. Just those things come with time. So, hopefully through our practices and through our training, we're able to get that in. Well, I think, when you first start somewhere, there's 100 different things we want to do.
Yeah.
Especially Coach Sip coming from Sulphur Springs, he's there for a decade. And so over time you realize
look old enough to be anywhere.
Yeah. So
it's just like awesome, dude.
So it's like, well, hey, we're kind of starting from, and luckily we're year one together in Sulphur Springs too. So it's a lot of those same issues of like, just where do we want to start? And culture was the biggest thing for us. The biggest piece is just instilling that team over everything culture. That was the biggest thing. And so like Sip said, we're just trying to plug in our defensive system and our offensive system, but culture is like at the forefront of it. And now it's like, well, culture's there, so now we can kind of, refine some of those areas. Because defensively, defense that's my thing, and so it's got to get a lot better.
Now we know who to yell at.
Yeah,
Exactly.
me. Yeah.
So when you look at the defense and you look at the skills that the players have coming in, the seniors are set, right? But you've got some of the younger players coming in. There's natural talent. What are you seeing in terms of the ASA and the feeders that are, what kind of skills or lack of skills? What do they need to work on to make better players for you guys?
ASA really a feeder?
It is. We're gonna make it a feeder.
Yeah.
We had a
There you
clinic.
go.
We
I
had
like
a
that.
clinic with Mike Fleming. Mike Fleming's awesome. He did a lot for us this year, and we talked throughout the whole year. And we were talking last week, and we want to make a presence at ASA, and we had a coaches meeting last year, and took I don't know 100 coaches through our skills.
Oh, that's
We
cool.
gave them packets, gave them information of things that we want to see and that we value, and how to teach kids because. It's intimidating for a mom or a dad to step in and have to be maybe forced to even coach a team that maybe don't know the fundamentals or just where to start. So we want to provide that avenue for those coaches and be a resource. And I gave out my number. I had coaches calling me
That's
back
awesome.
and forth. So we're lucky at a place like Allen where everybody's going to feed back in. And then going a step forward, our junior high coaches were phenomenal.
They were.
They did such a good job of buying in because it's easy to say, hey, we've done this for 10 years. Coach said, let us do what we do and don't mess with us. You can get stuck in your ways. And they were very open arms, all 3 campuses, of doing it the way we want to do it. They showed up. They asked questions. And the stuff that we gave them, they did, which is big, right?
That's good.
Yeah.
And our coaches got to go down to each school and get to see that development as well. So hopefully we're aligning that, here at Allen. And the big part is just skill. We just want skilled kids. We want you to play man-to-man defense because we think it teaches the game, and we just want every kid to be able to dribble, pass, shoot, and finish. And we don't want you to stick the 6'4" kid that's 6'4" in 7th grade as a post and never let him dribble, pass, or shoot because he might be 6'4" as a senior because I've seen that before. So we want every kid to be skilled so that they have a chance if they want to maybe go play at the next level. But even in our system, we're a very positionless style team, and the more guys on the floor that can space it and score it, the better you're going to be. So that's the system that we're trying to create.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was just thinking as you were speaking that you want, and I saw there was on Twitter something tryouts or something, and I don't know, is that already happened?
It just
Yeah,
finished
it
last
just-
week.
Last week.
You want that situation where your cuts are really hard. That's what you want.
It is.
Yeah.
I tell kids, and this is the worst week of coaching because you have to tell kids no, and at a situation like Allen, you have to tell good kids no, and kids that could probably go to a lot of places and play, and maybe even start at some places. But we're so blessed and so loaded with talent and kids that those conversations are really hard because we had to go back and forth, and it got into some competitive
It's like the
talking
America's Got
amongst
Talent
each other.
board.
But it is. We have lists, and
Sure.
it is really tough in order to do that. But also, it's so tough to crack a roster here as well.
Yeah.
And it's such a privilege, and I think our guys are understanding that if you are a part of it, like that's a privilege because there's another 300 kids that would love to be in those shoes and to take advantage of it and make the most of it. So.
Have you guys set the list? Is
We did.
everybody informed?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows where they
Yeah, that
stand?
was-
Everybody
Thursday.
knows where they
Yeah.
stand.
Ah,
So,
we'll see. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
And you haven't sent us the roster yet.
You should have known
Well,
we needed
hey,
that.
The teams aren't built. Just people are
Yeah,
in the program.
They made the fall roster.
Okay.
So there'll still be a process of creating teams going
Gotcha.
into the season.
Where do you fit?
So where do
Yeah.
you fit in? Are you JV? Are you varsity?
Right.
Because we want to leave that open. We don't
Yeah.
want to pigeonhole kids right now because there's
Yeah.
kids that want to be on varsity that are younger, and we want to give them every opportunity to earn that within the
Playing
next
time
8
as
weeks.
opposed to bench time is important.
100%.
Kids don't always realize that.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
we got 67 days until the first practice.
Yeah.
67 days. So they got 67 days to.
Official
Yep.
practice?
yes, sir.
Not that anybody's
Regardless
counting,
of what
you
the
know.
football teams, it doesn't matter.
We get an hour a day in the athletic period. That's what's great about Texas because
Yeah.
a lot of states don't get that. I don't think Kansas gets that. So
Here
I'm
we
just
are.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
They are up there.
Had to throw it right back at
Good
him.
job, brother.
But they got the peach basket nailed to the side of the barn.
That's true. That's true.
There's a lot of
That counts for something. It does. But we're blessed to get an hour a day with those guys and to
Yep.
start from the day one of school and to get those 10 weeks in
Sure.
is very beneficial.
So your senior class this year
Mm-hmm.
is Archie, Spitz,
Mhm.
Femi.
Femi,
Who else?
Cole Denton,
Cole Denton,
who's coming
Yeah.
from JV, and
Okay.
then Makai Johnson.
Makai Johnson. He's a move in. He moved in from
Rockwall
Heath. He came in the springtime and
Awesome.
just is a gritty, tough,
6'5".
6'5" rebounding machine. We love him. He plays so
That's good.
tough. He plays bigger than he is. So
Yeah.
he just shows up at school one day and, hey, coach, I want to try out for basketball. And I was like, I remember you. We played you this year.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah. So there's he's really acclimated well and he's a natural leader too, and our kids love him. I mean, he's just blended in to
Ton of
that
energy.
group as well. So
Yeah.
those 5 seniors were really relying on to carry us and carry the culture and to put us on their back and make it a great
what brought
season.
him down?
I don't know. Maybe the great facilities,
He didn't
Coaching.
ask.
coaching. No, I
Coaching.
just know that the parents came over
Yeah.
here and
Heard it
shows
was
up
the
to
culinary
school.
program.
I want to play with
It's a
that
good
guy
culinary
that
program.
stomps his foot on the court so much. But did Spitz get into a weightlifting program?
You know, he's gotten so much stronger. I don't know about bigger, but he's gotten stronger.
You're gonna, yeah,
You're gonna notice a difference. Spitz.
Well, he
I'll tell you.
won't. He's in Kansas.
yeah.
We'll send you the link.
Man.
Alan and
Yeah.
I love that kid, and
Yeah.
he is so shy, at least with us.
Oh, he's shy.
Yeah, we try to talk to him all the time, and
He's a very quiet guy. Yeah.
But he's one of the guys when I look at last year's team that would flash really hard at times, and you're like, dude, you got it, you can do it. And so one of the questions I was going to ask you was, how do y'all go about building the confidence in these guys to let them know, hey, you can do this, and you can be better than you're performing right now, because we've seen it.
Right.
And so how do you get them to be consistent?
So, confidence is a big thing with us.
Yep.
And I think some coaches approach it differently. I don't think there's a right or wrong way. I just know what works for us and for our kids. So we're very much a confident giving staff where if you make a mistake, it's not just I'm going to jerk you back. We're going to try to teach and we're going to try to learn in those mistakes. And I think kids get handcuffed at such a young age
That's a little refreshing.
when they are dribbling or a big kid gets a rebound, dribbles, give it up. You can't, I think you just damage a kid's confidence when you do that. So we're constantly telling the kid, hey, next play, we don't worry about the mistake. We're worried about what you're going to do next because we know the preparation you put in, and we want your mind free of thinking. We don't want you to think, coach is going to pull me if I miss this shot. Well, you're not going to be very good if you do that. So we're constantly in our practices, in the way that we talk to our kids, we're always giving confidence in everything we do. But we're also growing them and teaching them things. Hey, if you made this mistake, look at this. This is probably why. Let's go attack it differently instead of you crazy, beep, 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 whatever, you could go. So we're very much providing confidence back. I don't know. Maybe Bob Knight would have done that. I don't know.
Throw a few chairs
Censoring
down.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We
yeah.
can keep you out.
Well, and that's the biggest thing is like Coach Zip said, that they can't feel like they're on a leash. They gotta have freedom. They gotta be able to not be afraid to make mistakes. And like Spitz last summer, he was trying to lay things in. He was scared of missing a dunk. I was like, dude, dunk everything.
Yeah.
Pull the rim off.
Yeah.
I mean, that just stuff like that. Like if they're working on the shot, they're putting time in. Shoot the ball. Like there's nothing that makes us more upset as if you pass up an open shot because that's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get open shots.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I
So-
think the greatest gift you could give your own child and your own player is the belief in them. If somebody knows that you truly believe in their capabilities, then automatically they're going to perform higher than they would without that belief. And I know all of our kids know for a fact that Coach Sip, Coach Manning, Coach Flim, Coach O believe ultimately in their capabilities and whatever they do.
Yeah.
Because of the way we frame stuff and because of the way we live and our culture that's there. So I just think the more that you could do that, just the higher level our kids are going to play.
So when you look back on the last year, I love asking this question to coaches. What game sticks out to you, either good or bad, or both?
Yeah.
You know, that you look at and go, oh, we should have won that one, or I can't believe we won this and we performed here.
Yeah.
Here's a watershed
game?
moment, or here's where the kids
Yeah.
turned, or where there was some gel.
A couple of early ones were at the McDonald's Invitational and Summer Creek, which has been a top 5 6A team. They've been a point away from state the last couple of
Wow.
years.
Yeah.
In Region 3, we beat them by like 20. We go into North Crowley, who's ranked in the top
Always a
15,
tough-
and
yeah.
beat them by 20. We played Dawson Pearland, which is another ranked team, early, and beat them by 15-20. So all of a sudden, from a team that wasn't picked to even make the playoffs, we're starting to shed light and we're starting to make early strides. And then, like anything in life, it's rocky and there's a roller coaster to it. And we have, a 3-game loose.
We go to Lake
losing streak.
Highlands.
We go to Lake
Yeah.
Highlands and played
Yeah.
such a tough game.
Yeah,
and
we
they
went
have-
to Lake Highlands.
and they have the number 1 player in the country. Like,
Yeah.
the kid is incredible. Like,
Yeah,
he's a
he
very...
left now, didn't he?
No, he's still there.
Oh, is he still? I thought he left.
The other kid left, the
they're-
younger one.
He was a freshman.
So they're gonna be really good.
Sophomore is
Yeah.
still there. Okay.
Yeah.
He put on a show that day.
He did. He's put
did.
on a show every time he touches the basketball. He's a problem.
I mean,
But
he scored like 47 against Richardson. So
Yeah.
pretty good guy.
so
Yeah.
that was a good matchup for us. I thought we played well, just didn't make enough plays to win it. And then come and the Lovejoy kind of just deflated us. We didn't show up. We
Yeah.
didn't play, and a lot of that was on me. I think as a coach, we were too conservative in areas, and I think our kids played conservative. So, that was eye-opening for us as a staff and for us as players, and went into district and maybe lost.
The back-to-back against
Yeah, who was
Braswell. We beat McKinney, and then we lose against Braswell and Prosper, and we hold a 4-point lead within the last minute and a half in both.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were tough.
Yeah.
But then, once again, I think when JT plugged in and we finally kind of finalized and the right fit of our rotation, we won games we had to win on the second end of district. But the McKinney game was awesome. I mean, that was an incredible.
Yeah.
Well, the environment in
was-
that
yes,
beginning
yeah.
game was the best all year.
It was.
Now, the best chant of the year happened in the Lovejoy game. And I don't know if y'all heard
I
that.
remember it. Yeah. Goodness gracious.
'Cause
Do tell.
Yeah.
was you not there?
No.
It's the kid that used to go
It was
here.
the kid that used to go to Allen.
I don't know him.
And it was Allen reject over and over and over every time he touched the ball.
Oh, really?
It was
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was-
like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That was rough.
It was pretty brutal.
Student section.
Yeah.
Which was great.
I
There were
love the
times the
student
students,
section.
and that was a refreshing thing too, to see the student section
Participation.
start being back, because they had, like, the McKinney game. That was probably the best environment I've ever been to in an Allen game.
Really.
The
And-
place
and-
was packed.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And obviously, you got to be really good. No one wants to come watch teams lose.
Exactly.
That's the first, thing about it. But then also getting out to our students, and I'm blessed to be in PALS, and a lot of those leadership kids are those who come out. So I have great relationships with them. JD Walker kind of hits that up and loves sports as well. So I think it's going to go in the right direction. And my goal is to fill it one day. We're going to fill it full and invite junior highs out and elementaries out. I mean,
That's great.
we want to make it a community event every
Yeah.
time that we play.
Well, it was a fun year, and I want, before we quit talking about last year, I want to go back to the Richardson game.
Yep.
Because and I don't know if your wife told you, I saw your wife Lindsay before the game in the concourse, and I said, well, what did Sip say? She goes, he said that if they'll just listen to what he says, they've got a chance. And I was like, interesting, because you're playing the number one team in the country, the team that's really loaded, the team that's really good, in a great environment too. And I hadn't been to Wiley that arena, so it was really cool. The
We hadn't
arena was
either.
cool.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
our first
Yeah,
time
our
to
first
see
time.
it. It was
It was
nice.
nice compared to what they used to play in. It was awesome. Sold out. And in fact, some of the people that were coming, it was the I don't know, the 20-year reunion or the 25-year reunion for a whole bunch of Richardson people, and so they were all coming to the game.
Yeah.
It was amazing,
Yeah.
you know, and we had to sneak people in.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
and
how
we
it should
did.
be.
It was
And
an
thank you,
amazing
Coach,
atmosphere.
somebody for
Yeah.
helping me out with that. But yeah, it's a game that those are the kind of games you want to play. And
For sure.
and when we sat there and watched it, we were like, okay, this team's really good, but you're hanging with them, and you just hung in, and then you took a lead late, and Alan and I were the other two of these guys, so we're texting these guys, and they're going, no way. I'm like, yeah, this might just happen. So walk us through that game and your preparation for it, and what you told the kids, and how it went for you guys down on the sideline, because it was awesome. Even though you did not win, it was really good to see that.
And going back into the confidence thing, our kids know that no matter who we play, we have confidence that we can beat them. And confidence starts through our preparation. We're a big-time preparation team. We're going to know everything that team does. And,
Yep.
and we're going to make sure our team knows that. It doesn't matter what we know, but we have to get that to our team. So every set, every sideline out of bounds, every weakness that we felt that they had, we tried to expose. And once again, we had such a smart group and a locked-in group. Like, we could give them a lot of information, and we can go over those things, and they would be locked into taking that away. And we knew if we could slow down 22, the Case and Wallace kid,
Yep.
and then just don't let Rylan go off for 40,
Yep.
and really pack it in and make those guys give it up and make some of those other guys who aren't used to scoring shoot a lot more, then we would have a legitimate chance. And our kids believed in that, and together they just battled, and just every little thing that we was a non-negotiable for that game, our kids just bought into, and once again, gave us a chance to win, and that's all really you can ask for. And unfortunately, the best player in the country has the ball with 4 seconds left, and we flash 2 at him, and
Yep.
he makes a play. So
Yep.
What was awesome to me about that game is our grittiness, because we got down by 11 one time,
Yeah.
came back, and made it a one possession game, got down by 15, and then came back and took a lead.
Yeah.
And so that is the thing that impressed me the most about that game, is because it showed, we'd been places like that earlier in the season and we hadn't come back. Lake Highlands being one of those games. So it's cool to see that pay off. You learn some lessons along the way, and it pays off in February and March when you want it to. Of course, we came up short, like Sip said. You have a McDonald's All-American with the ball with 4 seconds left. That's tough. It's give or take, but man, just like the grittiness and in that environment too, because a lot of our kids hadn't played in that kind of environment.
Yeah.
And
And it was great.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, standing room only in an
Yeah.
arena, and I mean, we couldn't hear each other talk.
Yeah, it was-
I mean, he couldn't hear me talk. I had to
Yeah.
stand up and talk in his ear.
Yeah.
So,
It
yeah,
was great. I mean, that makes it. I'm sure that makes it great for the kids too, because
Sure.
they hear
Oh,
every
yeah.
roar, and and when Allen comes back, and half the side is the arena's Allen, and it got very noisy, and it was a whole lot of fun for us. Would have been better had y'all won, but just the fact that it was you hung in there, and like you said, the grittiness was incredible. Because that was a bunch of good kids y'all were playing. It
for
was
sure.
They're-
Great team, well coached
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they turn around and lost.
McKinney to next
McKinney
game.
got him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
McKinney got him the next week, but that just shows how good that McKinney team was
Oh,
too.
yeah,
sure.
But that was a memorable moment. I mean, we'll remember that for a long time.
And I think they gave our kids confidence to knowing how close we actually were
Yeah.
last year in year one.
Yeah.
And that's, you could just tell their hungerness right now of like, we're so close,
Yeah.
and little bitty things matter. And it's maybe that one block out or that one miscommunication. So
Right.
now we're going to make sure we don't make that same mistake. We're going to, cure everything up before here, take everything more serious, so that when that opportunity comes next time,
Yeah.
we're going to have the habits to win that game. So.
Yeah, a lot of it is them becoming aware of, okay, how good are we?
Right.
Yeah, they have to
100%.
understand
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you got that like hanging over, because at Sulphur Springs we lost our 2 first years we went to the playoffs there. We lost in overtime both times.
Oh.
We lost double overtime to Carrollton Creekview, and then we lost in triple overtime to Prosper. And so, but you hate losing like that, and then you lose by a possession essentially against Richardson.
Yeah.
But what it does is it carries over, like Coach Zip said, is that attention to detail. Like every possession matters, every box out matters, every shot matters. You know, every stop matters, and so you can really preach that going into the next year of, hey, you know, like literally, it's a game of inches.
So they're going to go 30-4 this year. Is what I'm hearing.
Exactly. That's what I heard.
I hope you're
hey.
right. I'm right there with you.
Hey,
As long as we win the last
These two
one,
people
that's
are
all
very
I
happy
care
about that. Yeah.
But we just win the last game. I'm excited.
Exactly. Well, speaking of which, your schedule is out.
It is.
Yeah.
And you've got a lot of different stuff on here from normal. If I sit down, I've got a couple. And so if you just want to talk about, I'll let
Yeah.
you look at one so you can talk about some of the highlights that you've got going.
So we're just trying to play the most competitive schedule we can play. We want to play the top teams. We want to play in the biggest showcases that we can because, one, we want to showcase our program, showcase our kids, but also put them in those environments so when we get there in the playoffs, like they've been used to it. They've played that type of talent. And we did that a lot last year as well, but we got the scrimmage, which is the big DFW. Every top team from, I'm sure they're going to bring in teams from everywhere.
All over the country,
It's
yeah.
just a huge showcase.
The scrimmage showcase.
Yeah, it'll be good. We have our Allen scrimmage, and the Town Showdown was something we used to go to in North Crowley. I mean, they have Arlington
November
Martin, they have
12th.
Lake Highlands. It's going to be 24 of the top 6A, 5A teams in Texas playing, so we'll get matched up with one of those as well. Eaton will
Is that a
return.
one-game thing?
It's a one-game.
One
Yes,
game.
sir. And that would be that Saturday. Eaton, the McDonald's Invitational, we love. That is such a cool experience to go early on because that's a team bonding opportunity. You're going to play really great Houston teams, which you really wouldn't see. And Houston plays such a different style than I think Dallas does. They're a lot more full court pressing, flying around, just run and gun. Where sometimes Dallas is a little bit more slower paced, you know, for some parts.
Excuse me. What's the date on that this year?
That's 15th. Eaton, and then McDonald's is, what, 17th, 19th?
Yep.
17, 18,
See,
19.
the football team screws that up every year for us.
Yeah,
you
it
know.
makes things tough.
Quit playing, you know, we can come to it.
Well, you never know.
down
You
there.
keep playing.
Yeah, they need to keep playing. We want them to keep playing. And then Coppell is that's a JV. And then the Chad Media Invitational. If you followed any of our Sulphur Springs stuff, Chad's Media was the guy who covered all of that stuff.
Okay.
And he's just one of the best I've seen.
He even came to a couple of our games.
Yeah,
last year.
came and did a couple of our games.
Yep.
Just such a great person, family friend of mine as well. But they're putting together a big tournament and in Sulphur Springs. So we're going to that. The Thanksgiving Hoop Fest. It will have LeBron Sunday. I mean, the best teams from the country. It's a national event.
Down in Duncanville.
Duncanville. That's going to be a really good one. Hebrons, they're returning everybody. They have a
You need to
4-star
beat
kid.
them this year.
We
man.
do.
Please.
By district matchup.
We were so beat up when we played that game,
Yeah.
and then we have the game won, and then we just like slip on a puddle, and then lose the ball, and they lay it up to win the game. It was a puddle. I don't know. It's just Archie just fell. He got
Yeah,
tripped.
Archie
like,
slipped.
like the ghost banana got him. It was.
But at
Termites.
least we won the next
Termites.
game. We won the next game in the gym.
Yes,
in
we
the
did
gym, so
win
that was
again
awesome.
in
was
that
bigger.
gym. Yeah. And then going to Spring Creek Invitational. Mansfield puts on a very, very good tournament. Tascasita will be, just a ton of top.
First week,
top
We don't
talent.
bring that name up.
Tascasita?
Yeah.
It's a bad football name.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Pretty competitive basketball one too.
And then
Yeah.
probably one of the best matchups of all of the season is going to be Arlington Martin.
Yeah.
They went to the regional semis last year. They returned almost everybody. It's going to be a knockdown showdown.
December 9th. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That
going to be
home or-
definitely that's no.
Yeah,
We wanted to go to.
Arlington.
I wanted to go to Arlington Martin. We wanted to go play in a hostile environment.
Well, there you
a
go.
Really good
You
team,
got it.
and we met in the Curtis Colwell
Yeah.
championship game and lost by 1-2 right at
By
the
2,
end.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Arlington Martin is such a well-coached team. They're tough. We got so much better after that game. So hopefully going into it will be the same. And then we got Lovejoy.
Yeah.
At Lovejoy.
Lovejoy this year. I love it.
Jim's
we
kind
want,
of small, but
We'll be there.
We'll pack it.
We'll have fun.
We're ready.
Exactly.
Ready
Yeah.
to get after it. And
Let's do it.
then district starts. And then obviously we've got the Allen In and Out Allen Holiday Invitational. We expanded
Peanut
it to 3 brackets this year. It's going to be like 60 plus teams.
Wow. Awesome.
So it's going to be a JV, a small school, kind of a middle, like a silver big
Bracket,
school,
yeah.
and then a gold big school.
Yeah.
So we're trying to keep expanding
Going
it.
double
And we have
animal
some,
style on this one. Yeah.
we have some really good teams coming from all levels. so
Really?
we're very excited.
I love
Cool.
it that way.
All right, so let's talk district.
Okay.
McKinney lost about everybody
Yeah.
who won the district last
Right.
year.
Yeah.
You informed us that Geyer lost a bunch of transfers. I guess, what's the kid's name from Prosper? Brown?
Jackson Ford.
Jackson
Yeah.
Ford,
Yeah.
he's back.
And then Addison Harmon, third guard.
Yeah, they're back.
Yeah.
So when you look at district, just broad view, what do you look at this year and say, okay,
We
who,
got-
who are the challengers and where do we fit in amongst all this?
Regardless,
I know you hate to toot your own horn.
No,
go
but
ahead,
no,
it's okay.
I'm once again confident in our own self,
Sure.
and confident in our team. You have Geyer, who traditionally is always good. So
Yeah.
even when kids move off, they're always going to be competitive, always going to be tough. And that's the same with McKinney. They're so well coached, and they've been in a culture and a system for so long. Coach Watson does such a great job. So those two are going to still be very, even though they lost a lot, they're still going to be very challenging to win. But I think Prosper and us will be fighting for the top spot. If I had to say, Prosper
Okay.
returns everybody.
All right.
We split with them last year, and I think we became a lot better, even though we've lost some seniors who really helped us. I think our younger guys growing and being in year 2 of our system, we're just going to be that much better. We want to win the district.
Yeah.
I think winning the district is huge. That helps our path going into the playoffs, and that's goal number 1 for us. So, you add Prosper Rock Hill. They're going to be competitive as well. They have a couple of pretty good college basketball players on that roster, so it'll be unique to see how they jump up from 5A to 6A. And then Braswell, they run the point zone, so it's always a neutralizer when you play them because it's different. You're never going to see a point zone until you play down. So you have to
That'll be
specialize, practice, and workouts just for them.
Yeah.
So I always think that's a great equalizer. We had some success against it last year, but
I was there.
he was at Braswell,
So it
so
helped, yeah.
he kind of knew the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
Obviously helps. And then I think Boyd returns the guard, Dre, and they have a couple of other guys. They got a new coach. Coach Josie left, which was a good friend of mine.
Really?
He went to Roy City. He's going to build a program over there. And
Wow.
I'm excited for him. I think he'll do a good job over there. But the new coach at McKinney Boyd, I think he has them rolling as well. So
Coming from Naaman Forest, and they've had some success down
Yeah.
there. So, yeah.
And then I'm not sure about Little Elm. I know they lost a couple, but that could always be. You just never know what you're going to get with Little Elms. They're always scrappy. Like I
New
said,
coach
they
there as
beat.
well.
Yeah, new coach there as well. So it'd be interesting to see the team that they put together as well. So it'll be our district's always going to be competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like we talked last week or the week before about the football district and how it's an SEC
For
football
sure.
district. It really
Yeah.
is. When you look at in Texas and basketball as well. McKinney and Geyer always run deep. Allen's had its moments. And Prosper always plays well. So
I mean, yeah, and Braswell's had success the last few years. I mean, they lost in the play-in game last year, so
Yeah.
it's like, there's no easy night. There's
Yeah.
no nights off.
No,
Yeah.
and you could even see like Little Elm beat playoff teams from
Yeah.
different districts, and Little Elm won one game in our
Well,
district, but they're beating
yeah.
teams that made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
Their first 6 district games, they lose by 1 possession.
yeah,
Yeah, so Little
And that's
Elm we
against
play
Geyer, and
there.
that's against-
Prosper we play here in Allen.
we play both.
We're playing both.
We play
Yeah.
both.
yeah.
Well, I'm talking about first.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so the
Yeah.
first time we're going to see him, I'm just looking at this.
Yeah. We tried to do a little
Be good.
bit, some more home games early on. We got Eaton at home, obviously our scrimmage, Hebron at home as well. So I know last year we were on the road just
Yeah.
because of the way the schedule fell. So
Yeah.
hopefully this year get a little bit more involvement early would be really, really good.
Well, we'll do all we can to help promote that. But yeah, y'all just, Alan and I attended most of the games last year, and just the excitement level, and we want to tackle one other thing before we move on to something else. But just, I went totally blank on where I was going just then.
Butter slipped right off his brisket.
I do that like every 5 minutes.
We finally lost him.
Oh man, that's
I know
awful.
CPR.
Yeah, like that's gonna help.
He wants to do mouth to mouth.
Please. It was a fun year, and just watching the growth of the team, and not, I was gonna say, not knowing what to expect from week to week, from game to game, as it relates to the starting lineup. And you know where I'm headed with this because we talked about it before we started this. That was always, we'd look at each other and go, what? What? Why? What's going on here that we don't know?
Right.
And
Somebody must have mouthed off during practice.
yeah, we listened to a podcast that you did this summer, and you told me who it was with, and I apologize for not doing it again, but it explains y'all's philosophy on the team and how you pick the starters, and I think that's important for people to know, because when you don't know, you sit there in the stands and go, what are they doing down there?
Right.
You know, what's the craziness? So if you would go through that process
Yeah.
and just let everybody know what it is.
So we want our kids to really understand the concept that nothing is given. You have to earn absolutely everything. And the things that we preach in practice, like, they're going to really matter. Like, we don't just talk about things matter and then don't want to show proof. And we also try to grade everything we do, because we want guys to understand where they lack in what areas and how we can help them, and give them hardcore evidence of that. Besides just saying it, we want to show them on film, and then we also want to show them on paper. Hey, these are the things that you got to do to get more playing time or to help us win. So we categorize 10 winning plays, 10 losing plays that impact us, really winning games, really losing games. Things such as taking charges, relentless effort plays. You get a point for high-fiving a guy, just giving credit. You get points for transition layups, scoring in under 7 seconds. You get for making an extra pass. So there's these different things that we value that win games and that lose games. And every single day in practice, we're going to have a live segment. So anything 5-on-5, we'll film, we'll record. We record the whole practice, but we grade the live segment after practice. And we have a board in our locker room. When they come back in the next day, they can see their grade, and everybody can see their grade. They can say, hey, I missed 5 blockouts today. Like, I need to go block out today.
Yeah.
Like, that needs to be my main point of emphasis on today. So we're giving them these things that they can really, hardcore things that they can focus on. And then throughout the course of the week, you have a week before you go play that Tuesday and Friday game, and whoever's in your top 5 is going to start. Because once again, if you don't block out, how can I tell this kid who has a negative 14 that he's going to start over a kid that's been killing it in practice? Because if those things truly win games and lose games, wouldn't you value that and start that?
Yeah.
So it kind of evolved in Sulphur Springs. We had such a loaded roster. I mean, I had probably 9 guys that went to play college basketball. So it was so hard to pick a starting lineup.
Right.
So I said, you know what? Y'all fight for it. Y'all every day in
Here's
practice.
the points. Here's the way to
Not
work.
literally.
Not literally fight, but
Here's your gloves. Let's go.
go get it. So,
Yeah.
it kind of evolved in Sulphur and just really took off, and it made our practices so competitive.
Yep.
I mean, there was just this chippiness.
Which makes the team better.
Which
right?
makes the team better, because now, you're not brother-in-law and a guy when you're going through drills. No, I want to win that drill, because winning a drill is +5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these different things that take place, now you're just raising the level of everybody's, playing. So
Yeah, and on
I
top
like
of that,
that.
we have
I like
guys.
that.
We have guys coming in and being like, "Coach, you missed a rebound." So hey, now you're watching practice film.
Yeah.
Hey, we're doing good now. Now you know, you know when you missed a blockout. You know when you missed an assignment.
I didn't miss that blockout.
Yeah.
Look. See?
Yeah, exactly.
And I also think for that 14th guy, 15th guy on the bench throughout the year, when they know they're never going to play, I think they can lose interest, and I think that can hurt your practices. But in our practices, they know every single week, like, I have an opportunity to go start.
Sure.
Right.
So I think that they're,
I'm picking up by making progress against who I was last week.
yeah. And then I can give them, if a kid does come to me and say, hey, Coach, why aren't I playing? Or if a parent even comes to me and says, Coach, why isn't my son playing? I can literally show them evidence. Well, little Johnny has negative 14, and I can't play.
You mean parents come to you and go, why is my son not playing?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
No comment.
No comment. So, but once again, we're big about grading stuff, and I think if you grade and reward it, like, kids emphasize it and do it. So that's just work
That's
for
cool.
us.
I like that.
And how great is that?
That is.
Because
That's
it's not,
awesome. That's awesome.
it's not subjective.
Yeah.
Right, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You
Analytics.
just show
So-
mom and dad.
Yeah.
There it is, right
Yeah.
there.
You know,
I don't know what to tell you. So
Yeah, your son knows.
yeah, you might be the starter at the beginning of the season, but gotta keep fighting.
And we don't want
I
kids
like that.
kids to get complacent. And then we also have a gold jersey. So if you ever come into our practice, one guy's going to be in a gold jersey. So whoever wins it, he gets a gold jersey for practice. So he's going to stand out. He's going to be the captain in the middle of the circle.
Okay.
He's going to If we're
Privileges
going
with
to
that, yeah.
eat, he's going to pick where we go eat. If we have a playlist before practice, he's picking
Rewards,
playlists.
yeah, I
So
like that.
he has
I like
these
that.
special things. I might even bring him in the office. Hey, out of these 3 drills, which one do you want to do this week? What's your favorite drill? We'll add it
Head of
in.
household.
So,
Pretty much.
situation.
So giving incentives as
We've
well.
only had one, and that's typically an honor. It's an honor to get the gold jersey. We've had
Yeah.
one guy turn it down. I bet you can't guess who it was.
He
Last
would
year.
not wear it.
He refused to wear it.
He didn't want to be singled out.
JT Rose.
JT.
Oh,
He wouldn't wear it. I was like, it's an
refused to
honor.
wear the
You got to
gold
wear it. He's
jersey.
like, Coach, I'm not singling myself out. It's like,
We're a team here.
put on
Yeah.
the jersey.
Like,
But he didn't wear it. So
He didn't wear it. We've never run into that issue before.
haven't.
You know, that's where we've got to secretly have a gold star printed, and so you can go like, "Hey, that was a really good play." And he'll never know it's on his back.
yeah.
And the rest of the guys are like, hey, I'll wear it. He won't wear it.
And then we don't hang up a lot of stuff in our locker room, but
Yeah.
one thing that's going to hang up at the end of every
It's
season
the
is
balding eagle. Right?
That too. That's beside it. But the gold jersey is going to hang up, and if you won the gold jersey, you get to sign it, and then everybody knows from 2021 to
Oh, that's
2022,
Oh, that's cool.
I won the gold
Wow.
jersey. So that's going to be a legacy that you're going to be able to leave behind as well. So yeah, I think we're so big about practice.
And
Practice.
so when you
is
win the
sacred.
state championship, you can retire that gold jersey, and then you'll start a new one.
There you go.
No, they
No, we
retire
retire it every
Retire each
year.
year.
Every year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, every
Okay.
year we get a new
that.
gold
So it
jersey.
hangs-
tailgate.
Oh, that's awesome.
You
I
know,
like that.
whoever shows up for attendance.
There you go. Now y'all can
I
start
like this
You
guy.
get gold stars. I'm loving this incentive system.
That's weird. That's almost like how you practice is how you're going to
That's all
play.
you know.
Yeah.
Call me weird.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
But,
look at me.
But not knowing that, and watching last year, we were confused all the time. You know.
So thanks for
So
sharing
thanks
that.
for
Yeah.
that. I'm glad I
Seriously.
came across that because it means, and now that and it's I think it's good for fans to know because then it tells the fans, okay, those guys are really hustling in practice. Those
what's
guys
going
this
on.
week,
They're busting their butts.
yeah,
every
and it's not
day in
it's not
practice.
derogatory to anybody else. It's just that week those guys did
Here's
what
the
they
goal.
needed to
Earn
do.
it.
to get
Right.
Earn it. Earn
That's
it.
cool.
Yeah, because you play a lot of people. It's not like
Yeah.
people aren't playing. It's,
Yeah.
but it was interesting to see how that starting lineup changed all the time. Just
And I think it keeps
What are they
opposing
thinking?
coaches on their toes as well.
Sure.
We might start 5 guards this game. Maybe.
Yeah.
We even didn't start Miles one game last year
Yeah.
because he wasn't in the top 5, and that was hard to do
Yeah.
because he's your guy.
Yeah.
But also, like, you weren't in the top 5, so I can't make special,
Yeah.
requests for that. And he understood it and took
But
it
it
really well.
motivates him.
It does.
It should.
100%.
I mean, you want it to motivate that kid that is number 6. You know,
Right.
that, okay, I've started for 5 straight games. Oh, I'm number 6.
Well,
this
you
week.
even said like number 14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, all of them. If they want, they want to play. I mean, that's why they're there. So
Exactly. And I always get
love
asked,
that approach.
asked the question, has it ever hurt you in a game? Maybe playing a kid or starting a kid that maybe you shouldn't. And literally, to my 11 years, coach, this is going to be 12, it's never, in my opinion, affected us at all.
Yeah.
Because even if, like, you put in a kid who's number 14 and you're just playing those 2 minutes, like, he's playing so hard and he's probably impacting the game because he did it last week at practice.
Yeah.
So he's helping of some sort. I've never seen it to not, pay off.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
That was just a really eye-opening moment to me when I heard that. I was like,
And once again, it's 2 minutes of a basketball game, but it's a kid's life.
It is.
And
100%.
you've taught him that if he hustles in practice, that he can be a winner just like anybody else.
Yeah.
And I think that's wonderful.
You're going to get rewarded for your efforts.
Yeah.
I have one other question before we're going to play a little game with you guys, but it's always interesting to me how you deal with officials.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gotten to know some officials over the years.
Well, they've gotten to know us.
Yeah, and they're actually becoming friends with us now. Like, one of the guys came up to us last year and said, "So and so says hello," and it was another official who wasn't there. I was like, "Seriously?"
That's awesome.
But how do you deal with? Because to me, basketball is one of the hardest sports to officiate.
Right.
Because it happens so quick, and their angle is 90% of the time different than yours and everybody else's, and so they're down there and they see things or they miss things.
We think they don't.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Yeah.
And so what's your approach on dealing, especially if it's something that you think is just egregious or
Right.
wrong?
So I have a big theory in life, and it's carried me through life. And it's a Bible verse. It's consider adversity pure joy. And it's James 1, verse 2 through 4.
Yes.
And in that is how I try to live my life. So no matter what happens where I can't control it,
Yep.
I'm going to consider it joy. I'm not going to focus on things I can't control, and I want my team to understand that as well. So I'm not a big and there's a million ways to coach, and there's a million ways to deal with refs. Not saying my way is perfect; it just fits me. But to me, if I'm complaining about the refs all the time, I'm giving my kids an excuse or a reason to complain, and now they're not focused on making the next play. And even me as a coach, if I'm focused on complaining to the refs or talking to the refs, now I'm not focused on the game. And once again, those are areas I can't control. Now, will I say sometimes you missed the call? Absolutely. But I try not to get caught up. I try not to get caught up a ton on that, and I don't try to get texts. I try to really live by my words of focusing on what I can control. And I think when you have a team that does that, when stuff goes wrong in life, they don't hang their heads. We just clap and say, "Hey, pure joy, pure joy.
Yep.
We're good."
You're going to get better. It's gonna prepare you for that.
It is that next moment that comes up.
Absolutely.
So that is my theory. Now, obviously, and it was cool. I was talking to the head ref of our
President
of our chapter. He goes, "You know what's unique about you, Coach Zip?" He goes, "All year long, you weren't hounding us at all." He said, "One call you flipped out on." He said, and I knew I missed it because you literally don't complain about nothing else. So when you complain, we know we probably messed up, and that's kind of how every official views you. He said, but some coaches that complain about everything, he said, we just tune them out.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's hard to talk to those guys. So I think
there's-
that also carries weight as well.
Yeah, because there just seems to be a lot of discussion going on between refs and coaches during games, and you're just like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
It's constant with some people.
And sometimes I'll even say, okay, I agree with your call, or maybe not, but can you please tell me what he did? How come he wasn't there? So I can coach the kid up
Yeah.
that maybe it's a
You
slide
can't-
or a
it's hard to
block or a
fight against
charge.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
It is.
What did you see?
Yeah, what did you see?
Yeah.
Oh, he moved early. Okay, hey, so-and-so, you moved early. Next time you got to stay in there and take it.
Yeah.
Or he didn't go straight up. His right arm was over. So,
Yeah.
those are little quick feedbacks that, you're really challenging this call, but you're not challenging this call. But you could provide, feedback to your player and then help him, maybe not make that same mistake twice. So.
Okay, I'm going to ask this question, and you may or may not answer it. Volchuk was here; he'd answer it. So, do you
No
pick
pressure.
officials for the games?
I do not.
Okay, they're just assigned.
They're assigned to us.
So, are there times when you see the officials walk out, you go, "Oh no"?
Oh, great.
So
know who they are.
within this chapter, I have not had that experience yet. I
Okay.
think we're in the North Texas chapter, and there's some high level referees in the North Texas chapter.
Yeah.
And usually Allen and the 6A games get more of the experienced officials, maybe even that do college. I could tell you in Sulphur Springs when I would have officials, and but not for me. I just knew they know my kids too well, and they're going to automatically assume things about my kids, and they're going to prejudge my kids based on what they called last time. I think there's so many refs here that you don't get the same refs over and over. Where in Sulphur, maybe a smaller chapter, you would.
Well, and the referees that we get, I mean, we know who they are. Like 2 days before the game, they send us who's coming, and like Sip said, the North Texas chapter is one of the best chapters in the state. Like North Texas, Fort Worth, two of the best chapters, and so the guys that they send us are awesome, and it's cool because I mean I know you guys don't think that like.
So maybe we should start yelling at them. You're awesome.
Yeah.
We love you.
I know you guys don't think so probably, but like we said, we've been out in East Texas, and you can see the level of professionalism.
Yeah,
Just
that's
their
a big
ability to explain their call
For the most part.
For the most
I think
part,
that's a shot.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like grading your players. That
Right.
you've got to understand. There's certain refs that are going to call certain things a little tighter than others.
Right, well, exactly.
Sometimes you've got to understand that and adjust to that.
And you have to adjust.
And that's
You do.
kind of where I was going with it too. Is like what these guys look for specifically. And I had the benefit of being at Plano and Braswell, and we used the North Texas chapter too, so I knew these guys a lot better. And so I would tell Sip like, hey, it's going to be a little bit more tight tonight.
Yeah,
Like,
this guy calls loose
Yeah.
on the charges. This guy,
Yeah.
does this.
this guy's a little bit more charged than block, you know, and we're human. We all have biases and we all have tendencies. So same thing with officials.
Yeah. Try dealing with a home plate ump that won't call a strike when it's right down the middle.
Or he can't see over the catcher's shoulder.
Oh man.
And then he turns around and goes,
Stand up.
It shut me up.
It was awesome.
It was good. It was awesome. That was
He
fun.
will live in infinite.
All right, just another question for you guys. Do you consider yourself basketball junkies?
1,000,000,000,000,000%.
Okay, and I knew Volchuk did it, and we couple of years ago, I was going through a antique store. You can see back over the shelf. The ESPN Trivia Challenge game. Never been opened.
Okay.
And so we thought we'd test y'all's basketball knowledge.
Okay. Yeah.
And I have the cards here. And
Hold some
this
cards.
is kind of like Jeopardy.
Okay.
We were hoping more of you would be here to do this, but it'll be...
It'll
Man.
be a challenge.
Okay.
James, I need you to keep score.
Okay.
Is it me versus?
Yeah, it's you two. It's just you two.
We're
All right.
heads up.
Yeah.
Heads up.
Oh man. Okay.
So-
First to say it wins.
1v1. Here we go.
Well,
Do we have them raise their hand or what?
how do we
Or
want
do
to
we
do
just go? Well, you just do one.
Yeah, don't tap.
They'll the mic. Oh,
We
Do one. If he
a lot of
misses,
things we've
if
learned
he
doing the
misses it,
podcast. One of them is you don't pound the table.
give him one.
Yeah.
If he misses it, then you get Sip gets
Okay.
a chance to get it right,
Perfect.
and you get a point.
Okay, let's do it that way.
So,
rather than
so
this.
it's on me.
Yeah,
okay.
we'll start with
First.
you.
Okay. Yeah, we'll alternate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And these, we'll do as many of these as y'all want to do here. Okay, fact or fiction?
Yeah. Okay.
No, that's
Okay.
the question.
There's like,
I
it's
want
like a truth or dare thing. Or?
Karl Malone. These are all NBA for the most part. No, that's not true. There's some college in here too. Fact or fiction? Karl Malone once scored more than 30 points in a single quarter of an NBA game.
I'm gonna go with fact.
That is fiction.
Oh.
No point. He did not.
I was just watching. I've been watching The Last Dance for like the last 3 or 4 days.
Second all-time leading scorer.
Yeah.
He had
I know.
38
I-
quarter.
Yeah.
You're going to get a layup here. Internet billionaire Mark Cuban purchased what NBA
Okay.
team?
Like that's messed up.
Hey,
Like,
hey,
come on
I'm
now.
reading the cards, bro.
Dallas,
the wins
Dallas
and losses.
Mavericks.
There you
The
go.
Dallas Mavericks.
Well,
Huh.
we
You
know
got a
who
fact
their
or
head
fiction. That was
coach
a big
is.
decision.
Yeah,
but yeah, but
he's already complaining.
you got
Round one.
come on now.
We're done. I'm
Maybe
done
I
with
could-
this game.
All right, Coach Manny,
All right, you're
back
back
to you.
up.
Okay. Well, let's see. Like,
Now these get harder as you go down.
we're gonna
the
ask how
card,
many
so.
points Dennis Rodman averaged in '91.
Maybe.
What?
What team made Steve Francis the number 2 overall pick in the 1999 NBA draft and then traded him to Houston when he refused to sign?
Man, I just thought he was drafted by Houston. This is
I
early.
did too. So this,
I think.
and
Is
you can steal if it's not a true or false question. If
Let's
you-
see. There's got to be someone that's not.
Oh wait, you know
typically
what?
Pretty good.
This actually has 4 choices. Should I give him 4 choices?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
let's
would
do
be
that.
great. Yeah.
Okay. He answered Mavericks for it. Get it. Okay. The Hawks, the Nuggets, the Clippers, or the Grizzlies?
I would say the Grizzlies.
You are correct.
Yep.
Look at there.
Just trying to think of who was awful
right.
in the '90s.
All right.
And who would want to go to Vancouver.
There you
This
go.
is a great question, and this might be before your time, so we'll see. Among the following, who was not a member of the original Dream Team that played in the 1992 Barcelona Olympics? He already shaking his head like
I
he
can-
knows.
I know.
He knows the. He
I
knows
probably
the
will know
roster.
this.
Go ahead.
Was along the following?
What's that?
Is
wants
it
to read
among
the
the
choices.
following?
Yes.
Okay.
But he acted like he knew it. So. Magic, Chris Mullin, Isaiah Thomas, or Larry Bird?
Isaiah Thomas.
That is correct.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
was huge.
because his coach coached it.
Yeah.
Didn't want him. Actually, Jordan didn't want him.
Oh yeah, Jordan. No,
Jordan didn't like
Jordan, Pippen,
Yeah, they didn't like him.
Magic.
yeah.
None of them wanted
So
him.
they
Bird.
banned him off. Yeah.
This is
All
if
right.
he plays, we're not playing.
This one's gonna
Bad
be,
boys.
this one's
Round
gonna be
3.
fun. All right. Who was the Celtics head coach in '86? And this says the last time they won the NBA title. I'm not sure if that's true anymore. Casey Jones, Chris Ford, Bill Fitch, or Jimmy Rogers?
Casey Jones.
Casey Jones is correct. These guys not doing so bad.
All right.
I even knew that one.
All right. You're going to love this one.
That's I got. You get a Maverick
I
question.
know.
I get a
I
Celtic
get a Celtic
question.
question. I was
Okay.
like,
Is that backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a big time Celtic
I'm
fan.
a huge Mavericks fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Matt Santangelo and Richie Fromm were starting guards for what Sweet 16 team in 2000? Seton Hall, Gonzaga, Tulsa, or Purdue?
Tell me their names again.
Matt Santangelo and Richie Fromm.
You were
And-
12.
and
this
then-
is so obvious.
And the name again?
Seton Hall, Gonzaga, Tulsa, or Purdue? 2000 Sweet 16 team.
Gonzaga.
Very good.
Yes!
He pulled that one out of his butt. Though. I can tell.
25%.
I was
chance.
leaning to Seton Hall.
Yeah. All right. Tubby Smith left what SEC school to become head coach at Kentucky?
Oh, what school did he leave? Man.
These are fun.
Yeah.
I love this. This is
Old
fun.
Chase.
I knew he
Gonna
was
miss
after. Oh yeah.
He's going to be in a car
Especially
screaming on his
Are there any
driveway.
options?
I know that.
Are there any
Are
options?
there options there?
Oh, I'm sorry. Georgia, LSU, Vanderbilt, or Auburn?
Vanderbilt.
Actually, it's Georgia.
Georgia. Oh man.
I did not know that.
I thought it was Auburn.
In
Yeah.
December 2000, these are old
I know he went
college
to Memphis and
Who
Minnesota.
moved into third place in all-time victories as an NBA head coach at the time? George Karl, Jerry Sloan, Del Harris, or Phil Jackson?
When was this date?
2000, December of 2000.
Tell me names one more time.
George Karl, Jerry Sloan, Del Harris, or Phil Jackson?
Jerry Sloan.
Del Harris.
Del Harris.
Nice.
That's surprising. I was
This
going
is
to say
probably
Jerry
with
Sloan
Milwaukee
too.
then? 2000?
Was he?
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
I know his son went to Frisco High.
Shall we do a speed round for this one? Throw it out there. Whoever knows
All right.
the answer first,
Shout
yell
it
it out.
out.
You
Gotcha.
can pick who got the points.
Which
So
of the
we'll give
following
points.
WNBA stars
Yeah,
stands the
whatever.
tallest?
Brittany Griner.
It's 6'5". Now, this has got to
This is
remember these
before
are
Lisa Leslie.
Yeah.
boom.
All
There
right,
you go.
checkpoint.
I was
All
gonna
right,
say
This,
Candace
is, hey,
Parker.
this game is
I
from.
forgot, yeah.
Yeah, we
We
were.
got to go back a little bit.
next one.
In
game
what,
is 20
Dust
years
on the
old.
box.
Yeah.
in what city is the WNBA franchise Fever based?
Indiana.
Yes.
Man,
Jeez.
Cleaning
said
the
city.
clock. Come on.
well,
You said
Indianapolis. That's
Oh,
I'm
I
going to
thought,
give you
'cause I
that.
thought I heard Indiana.
All right, fact or
Indiana.
fiction? Indiana was the first state to have 2 of its schools meet in the NCAA Division I Women's Championship game.
Fact.
Very good. I wonder who those were. What team's 15-1 playoff run en route to the NBA title is the best in league history?
Chicago Bulls.
The Lakers.
There you go. They're in the drive for 5, baby. Which college has Eddie Sutton not led to an NCAA tournament as head coach? Kentucky, Creighton, DePaul, or Arkansas?
DePaul.
Paul is correct.
Man,
I knew it was not
Nice.
DePaul.
In 2001, Kevin Braswell passed Sleepy Floyd as the all-time steals leader at what college?
I remember that name.
Sleepy Floyd.
I-
Georgetown, DePaul, Providence, or UCLA?
UCLA.
Providence.
Georgetown.
Georgetown.
I
I
didn't-
know. That's-
I love the name.
One of my favorite college basketball teams ever. UNLV won its first NCAA title in 1990, and with a lopsided championship game win over what college?
Ooh, I would know this if you say it.
Indiana, Georgia Tech, Kansas, or Duke?
Duke.
They blew the snot out of Duke.
Same time though.
Same time.
That's a double
All
check.
right,
That's
what's
a
our
double check.
score here?
Well, all right. Let's tabulate them
Let's
up. We got
tabulate
1,
some.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Coach Sip. 7. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for
I get
Coach
to go
Man.
Jersey.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's gonna be a long week, boys.
All right, we'll do one more. 5 questions. You got a chance to catch up.
All right,
Okay.
this is worth 2 points.
Bonus.
Fact or fiction, on January 8, 2000, Eddie House scored 61 points, equaling Lou Alcindor's Pac-10 single-game scoring mark.
False.
Fact.
Fact is correct.
Hey, there we
Yeah,
go.
you gave that to
All right.
I did
Thank
that.
you.
7.
50% chance.
Eddie House,
Eddie
yeah.
House, yeah. He's pretty good
Little
scorer.
guard, could shoot it.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a great
Play
question.
for the Celtics.
Yeah.
Which of the following playmaking guards is not from New York City? Kenny Anderson, Jason Kidd, Jamal
Jason
Kidd,
Kidd.
or Mark Jackson?
He's from California.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, he is.
What former Duke star is the only player to start in 4 Final Fours?
Grant Hill.
Yep.
Oh,
Christian Laettner.
Leitner.
You said yes. I heard you say yes.
I was
You
like, I
agreed
thought it
with
would.
I was between Grant Hill and Leitner.
It's Leitner.
You know,
Laettner.
Late.
Go.
Yep. Okay, in 2000, Antoine Jameson and Kobe Bryant became the first opponents to each top 50 points in the same game since Wilt Chamberlain and what rival?
Bill Russell.
Elgin Baylor, Wes Unseld, Bill Russell, or Rick Barry?
Bill Russell. It's mine.
Can you read those again?
Elgin Baylor, Wes Unseld, Bill Russell, or Rick Barry?
Rick Barry.
Yeah, probably.
Elgin Baylor.
Oh.
And yeah, I heard you start to say
Yeah,
that.
I almost said I was between.
All right, what's our
Elgin.
score?
It's 9-6 right now.
Uh-oh.
Coach Sip is in the lead.
Oh, well.
Okay, we'll make this a 3-pointer. So you're
Three-pointer.
either tie
Uh-oh.
or you're
Okay.
gonna lose.
Wow.
This is it.
No pressure.
Which of the following schools, oh boy, this is old because you got to think back, is not a basketball member of the Mid-Continent Conference?
Oh my.
There's no way I'm going to know this is going to be a guess.
MCC.
Oral Roberts, Valparaiso, Youngstown State, or DePaul?
Oral Roberts. DePaul.
DePaul is the
Yes! Hey, that was
Paul's got me twice.
complete.
All right, winning with a
Yes,
12-6 margin, Coach Seb.
Yeah.
That was
very
great.
good, guys. And we got a whole bunch more when we get you back out here with everybody else.
That's
so.
awesome.
Hey,
Well-
I'm really good with the 2000s and the 2010s.
Okay.
Buy-in version.
I didn't realize they were so old. I see if they
No,
got
I
a
like
newer
that.
day.
No,
that was
I
great.
know
I
more
like the
old
old
school.
school. I like the old school.
That's
It's
good.
the old Chuck.
You had to
keep
pull
thinking that
back.
too.
Oh, he would.
Oh, man.
He considers himself a savant, so we'll see. So anyhow, John, that was for you, and you weren't here. So
That's
we
right.
thank you guys for coming out again. We appreciate it. It's always fun. Have you out. Look forward to the season coming up. When's the first home game you got the schedule?
First home game is
Whoa.
the 15th of November.
Okay.
Yep.
November 15th.
VR Eden.
Yep.
And what date? Anybody know what
That's
date
the
that is?
9th.
That's it's gonna be on a.
15th.
Oh, 15.
Yeah, the scrimmage is the night.
15.
Is that on a
Against
Tuesday?
Eaton.
That's on the scrimmage is on a Wednesday, and the game against Eaton is on a Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah.
That was Chris Cumnock. Uh-oh.
Everybody should
Game's
be free on
canceled.
Tuesday, so come out to the basketball game.
November
come
15th,
check us out.
Tuesday night. Super. We'll look forward to that. So, and we appreciate you again coming out. We always have a good time
Yeah.
with you guys. So.
Thanks for having us. It was a lot of
talking
fun.
to you.
We appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome.
Hey.
The legend was true when I first took the job. So y'all lived up to the legend.
I mean,
It was
how
awesome.
many people have ever showed up to a basketball game in a suit?
I know.
That was
That was
I
good. I was
haven't
about to
seen the
say
picture.
that was the highlight of
We
my
took a
year when
picture,
y'all
right?
when y'all came in suits. That
Oh,
was
Brandy!
great.
Brandy took the picture.
Oh, so I got it.
Put it on Brandy.
You'll
Awesome.
never know when
Yeah.
we're going to do it, but it'll
Let's see
happen.
if I got it
That was
here.
awesome.
Sitting there on the coaching his first game and hearing all the coming from the ring on. That's not what I heard, brother.
That was
No,
that
that
was
was
us. That wasn't us. So, anyhow, she just tries to sound like us. So anyhow, appreciate it. We'll look forward to it.
Thank you.
And again, football Friday night, 7:00, St. John Bosco. We'll start tailgate at. I'm starting at 7
7.
in the morning.
Early
Um,
breakfast tacos.
If you got a break, come see us. We'll
Yeah,
feed you
we'll
some.
stop
have
by.
breakfast with
Come
us.
by
Yeah,
for
no doubt.
breakfast.
We'll be there all day long. It's not going to be real hot. That's great.
No.
That's
so
good.
it's going to be fun. So until next time, fellas, it's over and we are out.